Okay, Thursday, 29th of May 2025. So, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Thoughtful Thursday, philosophy and musings from life. A universal moral or morality that we can all agree on. Now, in the past, I've said that morality is subjective. What is moral and taboo here, in this particular location in the world, is immoral and is not taboo 1,000 miles that way, 100 miles that way, or 100 years in the future, or 100 years in the past. So it's subjective. It depends on the culture, time, people, place, etc. But then I thought deeper, and I realised that actually, yes, and subjective morality, and yet there is indeed some like a default moral stance and code and concept in humans at a genetic level as to who we are fundamentally. As in, there are things we can all agree on, and things we can all agree on that's positive, and something agree that something is negative. For example, as a shared experience, we can all agree that sleeping is good, eating is good, breathing is good. And these things are rooted in genetics, as in survival, these primal things. It would be absurd, at least, to deny these things, because without them we don't live, we don't survive. In fact, that's exactly why it is primal and it's universal, because those that would have denied these things millennia ago, before human history was being recorded, those tribes that denied these things would have suffered. It would have been outcompeted, meaning they would not have passed their genes on throughout the millennia and eons of time. So it's those really fundamental things of life that we need to sustain life. Those we can all agree on. Breathing is a good example. Drinking water, eating, we can agree on as a fundamental, common sense kind of thing. But then also we can go deeper to say there's other things that will be very specific we can all agree on. And it's that what we all agree on is universal morality, that standard from the universe, so to speak. It will be something a lot more complex that we all agree on as well. Something primal and very deep in survival, and yet something very specific. Because if we say, don't kill, it's too broad. For food when hunting, for animals for meat, self-defense, against nature even. Because that simple statement, don't kill, is too broad. But if we expand on it and say, don't kill unless, perhaps, only when, unless you can't, unless you don't, when you shouldn't, when there is no, things like that. Real specific combination of things and scenarios. Don't kill unless it's for food. Oh, interesting. Don't kill unless it's for self-defense. But then you could say something different. Like, don't kill unless it's self-defense, only on a Saturday morning. What about the rest of the week? So don't kill only on, during the week. Unless it's self-defense during the week. Then we add those extra layers, those extra words to be more specific, so it's more universally appealing. More people can agree on that. Don't kill, but what about for food? What about self-defense? Interesting. And I think those kind of concepts, primal and really specific and technical and exact, could indeed be the basis of a universal morality. That meaning that we can all agree on. Something we can all agree that's positive, or something all agree that's negative. And maybe that's binary. I'm not so sure. Perhaps it would have to be, I guess. Otherwise, it wouldn't. I suspect so. Okay, that's for another video. And that indeed could be the basis of universal morality, those two things. But even then, being anthropologically sound, those things will be rooted in our survival, the way we organize society, the way we survive. Meaning subjective. Because again, 7,000 years ago, there would have been tribes that have two different points of view in terms of what they agree on. And the one that was successful and that passed on the genes is the one who are our ancestors 7,000, 8,000, 6,000 years ago. Evidently so. Knowing what we know about genetics and beyond. Evidently so. Being anthropologically sound and consistent. Yet those that are not around to voice otherwise, clearly those methodologies, those techniques that they took from those ideas to create and inform their societies meant that they were outcompeted, to put it loosely, 7,000 years ago. Evidently. It's survivorship bias, really. On a grand human civilizational scale. But nonetheless, the things that emerge from this genetics, emerge from this modern incarnation of mankind, as of 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 years ago, as opposed to 100,000 years ago, is what we all think and can all agree on today. Primal things, eating, sleeping, breathing, and really specific and exact situations. Interesting stuff. A universal morality that we can all agree on. Sounds about right, yeah. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Yeah. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.